everybody. Welcome back, Space Engineers. Ooh, let there be light. Alright, so I think he's all welded up. She, it. And still have to set up all the sensors, though. So why don't we do that together, at least one of them, and then I'll do the other three off camera. Ooh, is that the light that's doing that? Woo, spooky. Okay, anyway, shh, quiet. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I threw in a little bit of uranium and I disconnected its thing. Why am I looking up rotor? No. I want thrusters. So there's gonna be 4 thrusters here that are different color. Those should be the ones that are on the other side of the rotor, I believe. And I basically have to figure out which is which. So why don't we actually change them so they have distinguishable names. And then we can just throw them all on HUD, I think. Yes? Yeah, that transfers over rotors. With brain fart. Thought of the brain. Not to be confused with a thought, which I'm not capable of doing. Well, those still don't connect properly, huh? Fix your game, Keen. Alright, so small thruster 1. And then these guys. So, thruster 1, we are going to call thruster top. We will arbitrarily name this guy the top, and we'll call it OR for override. And we're going to turn it off. And then we'll... I don't know how much thrust we'll need. We'll start with too much thrust. That's the best way to do it. Start with too much so it destroys itself, and then you have to build it all over again. Okay. So the sensors we want to show on HUD as well. And we're going to change the field quite a bit. So we want this field to pretty much just be in line with this grinder, I think. Again, I haven't really totally figured this all out. Kind of on the fly, and we might run into problems that I have yet to realize are problems. So we're going to turn left and right, extend down to minimal. I really wish we could do like less than this, like 0.25, so that it could be this as small as a single block. But anyway, can't always have what you want. Can't always get what you want. You try sometime. It's not fun. You still typically don't get what you want. Okay, bottom extend is the one that's heading out this way. Now that is the one we want to concern ourselves with, and I could have actually changed both top ones at the same time, because they're pretty much going to be the same. So let's just turn everything down to the minimal. We don't want to detect players. Bottom extend. We're going to keep everything at the minimal except for bottom extend. And for stage 1, which is this guy, we only want to go out... What do we want stage 1 to be? Stage 1 will be detect large ship. So if it detects a large ship, it will turn on the thruster. And then this guy's going to turn it off again. So actually what we should probably do is make stage 1 slightly bigger than stage 2. That way you can't get to stage 2 without first entering stage 1. So even if I just do like add 0.1 to all these in the stage 1 group. And then once I get all this sorted out, I can do this for all of them. So all the stage 1s are going to have identical settings. The only thing that'll be different is the action group that we put on there. So let me go ahead and get this all set up. Is there anything else we should look at together? I guess we could look at the bottom extend and figure out what that should be. So there they are. Obviously this one is the one that's shifted more that way. So we want stage 1 to probably come out to just past the grinder tip. So that looks like 0.5, maybe like 1 meter, maybe a bit more than 1 meter. Let's go bottom extend. So it's already at 1, so let's go 2.2. Ooh, that's pretty good. Is that too... We might need a bit more, but that's probably good to start. And this one actually can go quite far, because this one we want it to look for ships. So essentially that might be okay. So if there's a ship here, it's going to try to fly towards it to get to it. We could probably decrease that. It probably doesn't actually have to be that big. It shouldn't get that far away. Like hopefully once it starts like grinding the ship down, it'll keep finding pieces of it. And what we should probably do is turn this into a station before we do it. So maybe we'll merge it down there to a station block so it can't be pushed around. Because once he takes out the power of this guy, if the dampeners are off or not functional, the ship's going to drift away, and this guy's probably just going to chase him down forever. So we should lock it down somehow. Probably to a station is the easiest. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for everything else. And I guess I'll show you this setup that I think should work. So I think we're only going to use one setting at a time. And it looks like I might have goofed on these ones. Anyway, I'll fix the field. I think stage 1 and stage 2 should be reversed. Or the smallest one should be the inside one. The one that extends out that far should be the bigger one, I think. So yeah, the further out one will turn on the thruster, and then the short one will turn it off. Okay. Yep. All right, let me get this set up. Okay, I have gone and just named all of them, so they are ready to go. So instead of setting this one up first, I'm just going to set them all up at the same time. So I should be able to just grab stage 1s and just do them all at the same time. And we don't want to detect players. For now, we won't detect anything. That way we won't accidentally turn things on. So stage 1 is going to be the one that's slightly bigger, as we said. So the ones that we want to make bigger are left, right, front, and back. So all these will be 1.1. That one, 1.1. The back, 1.1. And we'll confirm that this actually does what we want. The front, 1.1. The top we don't have to worry about. And the bottom on this one is going to be the larger one. And then the stage 2s, grab all those. Again, we don't want to detect anything for right now. So this one will put minimal all the way, except for the bottom extend. Maybe we can see it. Okay, we can. And I can just barely see it on the grinder face itself. So somewhere about there looks pretty good. Let's go 1 point... let's just go 2. Oops, that's 12. That is a 2. 12 contains the number 2. You are correct. Okay, so then you can see that this one inside is slightly smaller. I don't know if that's important, but the idea is if you were to enter this from the side, you would still have to pass through this other one first. So if the thruster is off because it doesn't detect a large ship, and a large ship or station crosses in this way, this first field will turn it on, and then this other field will turn it off again. And then when it's leaving, it's going to do the opposite. So when anything leaves this smaller field, it's going to turn the thruster on again. And then if it leaves the bigger field, it'll turn it off, if that makes sense. So the thruster should only be on if this one detects a station, but this one does not. And if this one does not detect a station, it'll be off, hopefully. I think that logic will work. Okay, so now... Stage 1 on this one is going to, that's the bigger one. So that is the one that's going to turn on the thruster. So we should have a thruster called override top, right? Yep, there it is. So when something enters the field, it turns it on. Yeah, that's right. And then when it exits the field, it turns it off again. And then we're also going to have a condition inside that one. So this is stage 2 basically only takes place if something's happening in stage 1. Theoretically. Basically because you have to enter stage 1 to get to stage 2. I don't know, I'm confusing myself now. Okay. Override top. There you are. So when something enters this one, he's going to do the opposite. He's going to turn off when it detects something. When he doesn't detect, he's going to turn it back on. Okay, now I'm going to do that for the other 4 thrusters, and it should be ready to test. Okay, I think we're ready to begin. I've made some groups. We should make a, kill switch. So I think if we turn off the sensors and the thrusters, that should, shut it down, I think. So in case of emergency, this is what we're going to activate. So we'll call that shutdown. Okay, so... toggle off in case of, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And we'll take a blueprint, even though the thrusters, anything past the rotors, I don't think will work. And there you are. Okay. Deal with you later. But anyway, we can reproduce them if need be. So before we begin, let's go... Careful, Totwing. Let's go see what's happening here, I guess. Why do we have a little whirlwind of parts that aren't going anywhere? Gravity. Gravity. 1G. I was having issues where stuff was getting stuck, like, right here. But I think actually if we use those new armor blocks, we could create a better slope so that stuff won't get stuck. Because what I had to do was basically turn this guy up so he's pushing all the way over here. And it looks like these guys are just bouncing back and forth. So I think my solution will be to decrease this guy's height back down to whatever these ones are set to. And then I'll look at fixing that other problem with armor. So field height is supposed to be 6, and this one's almost double. Field height, let's go back to 6. Does that fix the problem? Not really. There's still no upward thrust. Or upwards gravity. Thrust! Why no gravity? Okay. I guess, is it the spherical? Might be a little too strong. Did I turn that up for some reason? I'm sure it's set to what it needs to be at, but, okay. Who's the linear one? Are you supposed to offset the spherical? Maybe we'll just crank you up. I don't remember how I did this. So many grav gens. I mean, you're 0.5. You should be stronger than... The other guy was 0.44. Okay. Is there another gravity field somewhere? Wow. Oh, I'm seeing the sideways. I'm like, 1G? That's a lot. Where? 0.9? Something is on that should not be on. Anyway, let me see if I can figure that out off camera. Figured it out like 3 seconds after I stopped recording. It's this stupid thing. He's got gravity in him. I forgot. I remember he had gravity. And I couldn't get to it. I was going to turn it off, but I have to hack it. And to hack it, I need to, like, go through the door. And to get through the door, I need to hack the door or grind away part. So yeah, I didn't do it. That's how I'll have to deal with it. But first, let's bring this down, because we are going to convert it to a station. Oh, there's still parts in here. Let's turn off your natural dampness and crash you into the the asteroid at full speed. But yeah, okay. So we'll bring him down. I'll probably merge him to our station, maybe? Or just place a new station block. Oh, probably should have not. Nope, we're good. Only have the one. Now, we don't want to be too close to the asteroid either, because then he might crash into the asteroid. He doesn't have any protection not to. And we don't want him to detect our station and start destroying that either. So, as long as we're in range of the spherical grav, I think we're okay. And then I'll have to deal with the gravity here in a second, so it's not interfering with the shaft. Okay, so if I were to place a new station, how off am I? Quite off. And is this a good place to do it? Sure. Yoink. Okay, so we'll do that. Grab merge block, we'll grab Tortwing, and we'll get this guy attached. Alright, what could possibly go wrong? Except everything. I am always very successful with merging things together. Okay, my perspective? Nope. Perception? Nope. Well, kind of. I can't see where I am. Feel the depth stuff. It's vision, man. That's where I stop talking. Okay. How are we doing? That way we're good. So if I drive forward, we're a little off that way. Let's do that. Move to the right. Forward. And I think we are going to be okay. Do it. Just snap. 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 You did it. You're champion. Alright, so it is now a station. Should not be floaty away. Let's find that gravity generator. It's got to be in there. What's the best way to get in there with this guy. I'll probably get rid of this ramp. That looks like a good access. And then there's some conveyor stuff. Oh yeah. Alright, while we're doing that, can we can. Let's remote into him. And where is this remote control? Let's give him a remote group. Wow. The capital E is unnecessary. Remote. There you go. We're going to control you. Tortwing. Okay. And we need a camera. Oh, that is it. View. And hopefully we can fly over. So, yeah, manually, he's going to be a little weird. Oh, he's overloading, too. Might need to give him some more reactors. Not a big deal. And if we fly him too recklessly, his things might explode, but I'm not too sure. I don't have too much experience using rotors and stuff. Hanging off of ships and flying them around, I've always kind of avoided it. Tortwing, you're not even grinding. So yeah, we'll start him somewhere like here. So I've let go of all controls and he's still drifting down, but he was overloaded as well. Alright. There we go. Tortwing. What else do I have to do? I have to turn... Right now his sensors are set to not detect anything, so we'll have... Oh, no. We'll have to turn that off. We'll have to make it detect stations, and maybe only enemy stations. Can we do that? Would that work? That might work. That might prevent him from, like, grinding our own stuff down. If he only detects enemy blocks. I haven't messed around with that stuff. Aha! Come on. Come on. Where's the gravity? This is not a big ship. It's gotta be in here somewhere. It's probably, like, right in front of my face. Side door. Side door. Okay. Let's peek through here. Just want to get rid of the gravity, man. Not like the man who does gravity, like the gravity man. I am the gravity man. No one messes with gravity like I can. I am the gravity man. Not to be confused with the insane man. Okay. Bing. Seriously? Isn't this towards, like, the cockpit now, or am I totally turned around? Alright, well, I'm going to find the gravity gen, which is probably, like, on the outside of the ship, like, with a blinking light next to it or something. And then we'll begin. Aha. No. Aha. Can you... If you don't own it, what can you do to it? Can you do anything? Can I, like, show on HUD at least for that stupid thing? What are you talking about? Tell me there's no gravity generator on this thing? Did I do it? It's gone? Did I, like, break it away? Did I disconnect it? Am I a genius and I didn't even realize? Was there never any gravity here and I'm just insane? No, there was. There had to have been. What did I do? I think I disconnected it. Or I don't know. I'm delusioned, I think. There was never a gravity generator. That's probably it. Yep. Sanity is here. Hello, Insanity. How are you doing? I welcome thee. Aha! There it is. Yes, it was connected by this block. So when I got rid of this block, the grav gen turned off. Brilliant. I'm a genius.
Inventory full.
Sorry, not a genius. Genius went to try to pick that up. Nope. Alright, so now let's actually begin. So what we have to do... I gotta stop saying so. We need him to have more power, is what we need. So let me quickly give him more power. Unlimited! Itty bitty living space. Let's try 3 times the power. Okay, so that's... I said so again. Well, deal with it, I guess. Alright. I should also give you a name. We will call you Shredder. Is that how you spell Shredder? Oh god, probably not. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Did I even name it? It's just a small ship, 3441. I don't like it. Alright. Alright. Eh, that's different than so. We want to detect owner, detect We'll do enemy. There's going to be some neutral blocks that I hacked, so we'll see how that what happens with that. Oh god! Sorry. That's a lot of thrust. Let's turn that down. I made a group, you know, so you don't have to search. Too bad, me. Alright, what was I just doing now? Sensors? Well, that worked. It went flying forward. So, let's turn on the grinders. We'll see how much he shakes. Connectors, we'll collect all and poop. And let's just go for it. See what happens. Detect stations. Go, 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 go. Go, go. It's beautiful. Look at that poop. It's so colorful. It's pooping like missiles. Alright, can we see what's happening? Okay, so one's turning on. Oh, I think this is going to work beautifully. So the difference with this, compared to like a gyro will rotate. So if his grinder was snagged on something, he wouldn't really be able to rotate without exploding himself. But with the positional, like thrusting, he'll kind of roll around that. So he won't get caught, I'm hoping. And with 4 of them going, I'm hoping at least one of them will be grinding at any given time. Look at that stuff just getting... And who knows if it's actually getting collected. Oh yeah. Bang. Hopefully it is. A lot of it's getting sent into orbit. Oh well. Deal with it. Now that I know we could do, like, detect enemy, it's not a big deal if I put it closer, I think. We'll have to see. I might want to put in like, one sensor that will detect friendly blocks and shut down. That might be a good idea, though it might prevent him from welding stuff that I've modified. Okay, here we might run into problems. I don't know. And he's not set up to, like, rotate around. But we might be able to deal with that by changing the sensor fields. So what I'm envisioning is he'll just go forward, right, till he probably breaks off his thruster. He'll drive forward until he goes through the ship, if he doesn't destroy himself first, and then he'll stop. So we need him to turn around. So we might make him, like, one side dominant, like make it so he always wants to turn one way. Or increase this field so it's behind him. So if he gets past a ship, he won't be able to detect anything left, up, or down. But he'll detect something kind of behind him and to the right. So he'll start turning and kind of do a U-turn, maybe? Okay, so here we go. He has got himself stuck. Why are you so stuck? Why no drill shake? Okay, that snagged right there. Well, there's your problem. I don't know what we could do. I was hoping the drill or the grinding shake would actually keep him fairly dislodged, but nope. So he needs a way to get himself unstuck, I guess, or to avoid getting stuck to begin with. For now, let's just set him up again, and yeah, let's reposition him from like the back and just send him straight back and see how he does. He definitely isn't perfect. Shredder! Come here. Remote control. Let's put some stuff on your bar. Like the grinders. Toggle on off. Connectors. Throw out on off. And... sure. That's basically his auto mode. So if we turn that off... oh god. No, that's a bad idea. I did a bad thing. Well, he's free. That's not the way to do that, because that'll just toggle the states. I need a dedicated kind of like off switch, so that could be off, and then the on switch should just be the sensors. So if I go 4, that should reset him. This should reset him. Okay, so let's shut him off, and let's reposition him and see how he does. But obviously he's got some quirks. We could maybe resolve that by having like more grinders on his head so that he's kind of front heavy, so that it's less likely for him to get stuck. Because right now his the area that the grinders grind is fairly small, I believe. Okay, so let's turn those on and get out of them. What are you doing that for? It's not what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, he doesn't detect a ship below him. Okay. He's going to have so many sensors when we're done with him. Let's remote back in, get him lined up a little bit better. So we need him to basically get all his sensors detecting the ship, I think. Oh, God. You good? Nope. You are terrible. Let's get in your camera. Okay. This should work. Alright. Well, he's not perfect. But yeah, as I was saying, this area effect right here is quite small. So it's not bigger than himself. So I think that's the issue. If the area he's grinding is bigger than his area, then he'll work out better. And we could possibly move those sensors to the inside. I don't think there's an issue if the sensors are crossing each other. So if they crisscross in the center there, I don't think that's a big deal. So that could streamline them so that we could get rid of this, and maybe we could move... Well, these guys kind of have to be off to the outside, and the further out they are, the more turning they'll do. If we have them too close to the center, they're not going to do much turning in terms of that center of mat. Goodbye, everything! Okay, let's turn that up so that everything's being caught. That's going to suck our power. Okay, let's just get it a little bit less now. Basically just need it to reach over here. So I'll probably shrink it down. But he's likely going to get stuck again. But you can kind of get the idea of it. So hopefully we get something to work. And if you have any ideas or suggestions on how to do it. I was kind of hoping that the large nature of the big blocks would prevent him from getting stuck. Like there'd always be a large block within range, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And I'm not sure how well he's going to do, but I'll let this go and I'll just record it. And you guys can keep watching if you want. If not, we will catch you in the next episode.